So here we are, it's the Sam Raps Uncut first podcast, and what better person to have as number one is the cockroach Ryan Barrett. Now, this will probably be off the hook, laughs, jokes, but you know, we're here to find out about Ryan and what makes the cockroach tick. So, Ryan, let's have a bit of background. So,
yeah,
about yourself.
So I joined the Royal Marines when I was 16 after playing rugby. I was playing rugby professional for Northampton Saints at 15 years old, playing in the under-21s in their academy set up. But I always wanted to join the Royal Marines. I got myself in the Royal Marines, was in there for about 3 years, got kicked out for violence under the condition that I had to have 10 years with no more convictions for violence to be able to rejoin, which seemed an impossible task at the time. And it proved to nearly be an impossible task, because in the end, when I managed to rejoin, I'd been boxing then, so I'd been down to Chris Eubank's gym, Ronnie Davis's gym. They wanted to sign me pro because I'd been doing well then as an amateur. I'd been pretty much knocking anyone out that I faced, or getting bashed up myself. It was one of them. I either won by knockout or got battered, because I hadn't really started to learn about boxing really. Because I was such a big, strong physical unit and so aggressive, I pretty much stopped everybody just off that. But when I managed to rejoin in 2011, I had 3 consecutive court cases, and then when I got in training, I had two in there as well. So basically, the stars had to align for me to pass out as a Royal Marine, and then I managed to get rid of all those cases. And then in King Squad, I knocked two of the training team out on my King Squad pass out, and then when I was getting arrested, knocked 3 police out as well. So,
oh my day! So
quite a colourful.
Quite colourful past,
yeah.
but obviously we've all got colourful pasts and stuff. Yeah. But I think that your past is it doesn't define you, but it moulds you into the person you are today. Do you learn any lessons from that?
I learned a lot of lessons. Yeah, be very careful about where you hit people and if you're on camera or not.
Hang on a minute. So now you're a professional bare knuckle boxer fighting on camera all over the world.
That's
I know,
it.
But you
knocking people out and tell you and get paid for it instead.
Yeah. So your journey into like bare knuckle, what was it about bare knuckle that really like drew you in? You know, like from the glove side, obviously you enjoyed doing that, like knocking people out and stuff with gloves on. Yeah. So what drew you in? You know, like with the bare knuckle.
For me, I got military discharged from the Royal Marines with ulcerative colitis because I've got a colostomy bag. So I was laid in hospital, and I came across Eric Alton. It was this interview we had where he had some teeth, saying he was using dead people's teeth, rattling him in a thing, and I thought, who the fuck's this guy? So I had a look, and then I remember watching Ricky Nelder here. I watched Anthony Holmes versus Mason Shaw. So I thought, right, let's look who's British champion at my weight class. And I looked and thought, for fuck's sake, the two people who'd be my weight, I think would beat me. But I just thought, I won't be able to fight gloved with a colostomy bag. So this bare knuckles where I'm going to go. And I rang my dad and said, listen, I don't believe there's anybody, if I land a punch with no glove on, there's not anyone who'll still be standing. And I pretty much proved that right.
Yeah. So obviously in your bare knuckle fighting, like you said, you are always the aggressor, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I tell you, like I've worked with you now since the Lockdown 1 show, and like your mindset every time I see you has never changed. You're just an angry little cockroach.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, you're just ready to go in and kill everyone.
Yeah, that's the thing with me. With fighting, I've never really cared if I live or die, one moment to the next, and that's never as true as when I get in a fight. I just look and just think it's you or me, and either way, win-win. Yeah. I ain't got to go work tomorrow.
I know you love the aggression and stuff like that, but how, you know, like obviously we're in a ring now with rules and there's a rule set and it's controlled and stuff. How do you control that aggression, you know, like so you stick to the rules? Because, you know, I know myself, you know, like when I go into fight mode, there's nothing, I see red and that's it. Yeah. So is that something that you can train outside, or, you know, like when you're training?
Not really. And for me, there's always like a fudge factor. There's always a fudge factor with me where, with my coach, where I can get in the ring and he can look at me and think, Ryan, rational thoughts left the building. Like when I fought Pod the second time. Yeah. And then that's why the fight against Kev was so important, because I had to get in and do what you said, adhere to the things we worked on and not just let myself run away with myself. Because if I do that, it's a switch that's flipped, and it world-class, elite-level bare-knuckle boxing, I'm not going to win like that.
No.
And I learnt that the hard way against Pod the
you
second
lose
time.
Control, didn't you? Do you know what I mean? And
got myself knocked out.
Yeah, I watched you during that fight.
Yeah,
you were like, like dropping your hands, and you could tell that you weren't in that mode.
Weren't me at all.
You like switched off and just saw red, and then just went bang, and then you got caught and you got knocked out.
It took about 10 unanswered shots, which is not like me at all. I'm very evasive. I very rarely get caught.
Yeah. So how do you deal with, as a fighter, like obviously the loss? How did you deal with that loss?
I had to look at that and think, right, at what point did I check out? And it was at the end of the walkout. And I remember I had to take it all the way back, which is very difficult to do. You know what I mean? Some people would happily be, I'm a runner-up, I'm second in the world. Some people are happy with that. I'm not, and that's why I'm back now, because I think I want to be world champion, and whoever's got the belt, I believe I can beat. Yeah. If I'm right on the night, there's not anyone I can't knock out. I know it.
Yeah, like I say, I saw you. Obviously, I was ringside for that fight, and I thought, God, that wasn't right, and something wasn't right here. Yeah. I knew straight away that you weren't switched on, and you were, like you say, you were just taking shots that you wouldn't have taken.
I'd never normally take. No, I think that any normal man won't be able to take, and I can because I'm very robust, and I've not took a lot. I hardly took any damage in my bare knuckle career. Yeah. I've had 11 fights. I don't really take many shots because I'm evasive. I get people to do what I want to do because I'm so aggressive. I press A, they go to B, and then they get knocked out at C.
Yeah, no. So like in the lead up to like your training regime, talk us through your training regime and what you do differently, you think, to other bare knuckle boxers, and what makes you at the level that you are today. I
don't know. I just think we look at boxing as a way to get people to react a certain way and make it look more as the better schooled boxer someone is, the more prescribed their responses are. So I can feint down. If their hands don't go up and they don't move backward, their feet are planted and they get knocked out.
You know where you're going, yeah.
And I've done that a few times. So with my aggressive nature, I work on things, and I'll go and spar with pros and work on the triggers. And if they work against pro boxers, I know they're going to work against somebody in here. Yeah. Unless you get somebody who's not very well schooled, who doesn't respond. Say somebody like Jody Meikle. You get somebody like him in who don't respond to feints, don't respond to triggers, and you think, what the fuck do I do with this guy?
I don't think Jody responds to anything.
That's the thing.
The guy's got no brain left, has he?
Whereas,
sorry, Jody.
Whereas with Kev, Kev's a very well-schooled professional boxer. Yeah. I knew, for me, that's perfect, because I watched every one of his fights every night before I went to bed for 2 weeks. So I knew off the jab he slips that way, so he feinted the jab, then he came back 2 1s and then switching stance so that it would work, and it did. Yeah. And I just think I'm someone who comes across someone who don't really care. That couldn't be further from the truth. Yeah. I'm sat twisting my moustache, fucking plotting on how I'm going to get you.
Yeah, I noticed in the Kev fight you were a totally different fighter.
Yeah, that's
and
me.
And it showed, didn't it? You know what I mean? You were coming off at the back of that loss and whatever, and you just came out, and it was like you had a totally different mindset.
Yeah,
and obviously I've known you for a long time, and we talk a lot and stuff, don't we? And like I think bare knuckle boxing, controlled, regulated violence is very, very good. Like I know you've had a lot of ups and downs, and you go through a lot of stuff in your life. And I always try to get across. When people look at bare knuckle boxing, they think, oh, it's barbaric. All these guys are horrible. Anybody involved in bare knuckle boxing. But I'm of the belief, after working in bare knuckle boxing for 10 years and working with hundreds and hundreds of fighters who have problems, we have ex-drug addicts, ex-alcoholics and stuff like that. Bare knuckle boxing or combat sport saves lives. Yeah,
it does, 1,000,000%, and I say that all the time. I'm someone who's been a drug addict, someone who's been on the verge of suicide, someone who's been very violent externally, and all this, I save it all up for 1 or 2 events a year, and it stops it from happening when anything goes wrong. Normally, anything goes wrong in my life, I'd go out and think someone's having it, and they would. Yeah. And now I can't consciously make that decision now. So I'm consciously making the decision to come to the gym, and I've got a coach now, Dave, who he's an ex-veteran, so he understands that things go on in a veteran's mind and with me, and he allows me to be me as long as I adhere to the things that allow him to still be working with me, which means I'm not doing them things anymore. So he's made me accountable to me, but ultimately accountable to him.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and that works. And that's someone who's in the military who gets somebody like me, rather than just thinking, oh, he's a lost cause. I think I am a lost cause if I'm in the hands of normal people, because I ain't a normal person.
Yeah, so obviously you have been through a lot in your life, the PTSD and stuff like that. You know, like, how does, obviously I know it affects your mindset and that, but like you just touched on it then. So boxing, working with like a coach, or a coach is very important, isn't it? To your
it's just having someone who understands you. You don't need, like 99% of the people in the population will not understand me, but it doesn't matter as long as one person does. And then they can understand the reason I do things, and then can also input things to stop me doing things that are regrettable for me and for somebody I respect. If I respect someone, I can't lie to him. And you know, that for me, living in truth is what brings the best out of me.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because I can be a lying shit cunt with the best of them. And I think if I can lie to your face, it's not somebody I respect.
Well, you must respect me then.
Exactly,
some of the messages I got on my phone off you are fucking brutally I open a message off you and I'm like, oh shit.
No, that's what I mean. I think, no, it's true. I think I respect people who respect honesty. And in the world of civilians, they don't suit me. I'm not a civilian at all. And I think I get to be that, and people get to watch it, enjoy it in there. Because I think I can be in there and calculated, cold and calculated, with a smile on my face, shaking someone's hand, try and fucking end their life. And I love doing that.
Yeah, so, you know, like the whole, touch on the training and, you know, how stuff affects you. What about, like, you know, like relationships and things like that? I know, obviously, that it's quite hard to train ceremoniously, go on diets and things like that when, you know, when you're in a relationship. How does it affect, you know, you as a, not just as a fighter, but as a man, how does it affect your relationships with women? Or I
find for me, I'm someone who tries to commit to everything, but ultimately fighting comes first, and relationships have fell by the wayside really, because people who love you don't want you to put yourself in harm's way. And I just think, well, I don't love me. I might love you, I don't love me. And sometimes you think, fuck me, you know what I mean? Let's go, I want to do it. And then the person who loves you and cares about you, you end up distancing yourself from, because you don't want to hear that. You know, but also, if they was like, carry on doing it, you also don't want to hear that. So I'm kind of a lose-lose situation sort of person. So any women out there might think I'm attractive or whatever, avoid me.
You'll be setting up a Tinder account later.
Avoid me, because I mean I'm a charismatic, loving person, but when it comes to me, there's no love when it comes to me, and I think I don't hear it back either.
So so you know, like saying, so you can emotionally detach yourself, and you can be you through fighting. And
that's where I get to be me, and people think, oh, you get hurt, or what about your health? My health is nine, you know, knowing I've got this coming in 6 months' time, that keeps me healthy. If I've not, I'm sat there thinking someone's going to get badly hurt because I'm mental, and they're not. They're looking at me thinking nosebleed, I'm looking at them thinking brain bleed. And I think, do you know, in the boxing ring, I get to do that. No one gets hurt. If they do, they've chose to. I think that's perfect.
That's just like controlled and regulated violence.
Exactly that.
It is
otherwise, it's not controlled, it's not regulated, and I think that comes down onto me, how much I'm willing to, if I'm willing to stop. And I think in a scenario where I've been triggered in that way, emotionally triggered, you've seen yourself even in sanctioned violence, I can't stop. And
I did see.
And that worries me, and that worries me. And I've done that before in normal scenarios. And I should have gone to jail because I was so good at doing my job in the military. I didn't.
So we're talking about health, the colostomy bag. Does that affect you in any way? Are you very, like, you know, when you're in the ring, are you always thinking at any point like, shit, what if I get a low blow if anything happens?
Never.
It doesn't affect you. It's
never.
Never
at all.
I know, like, it's something you've learned to live with.
It's never at all. And I just think, so I'm looking at somebody here, if their weight goes down, I know they're trying to punch on my shit bag. And I think, what happened with Matthew Hobson? He was actually saying beforehand, I'm going to punch you in that shit bag. I thought, that's great, you go for that. He got knocked out in 7 seconds. I just think, I don't care. I don't see it as a weakness. I'm weak in preparation. Once I get in there, whatever state I'm in, and I've accepted that, and I'm in there, knowing that's where I'm knowing I've maybe got around, and I think, let's go.
So
other people like, oh, I've got this as an excuse or bother. I thought, Bradley Scott with a broken right hand. I didn't give a fuck. I'm there to fight.
Yeah, I went mad, remember?
I'm there to fight, yeah, when you wrap fans. I'm there to, whatever state I'm in, I'm there. And I'm there to give as much as I've got at the time. And I think that might sound mad to other people, but going to a job you can't stand, to live with fucking people you can't stand, sounds mad to me.
No, 100%. I think that's why I do my job.
And I won't ever do that.
Yeah. So we're still on the subject of health.
Yeah.
We had a retirement status. Hang on now. If I had £1 for every time every one of you bare knuckle boxers have retired, then 2 weeks later you're back. I'd be rich.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the retirement. Obviously there was an injury.
Yeah. So after my last fight, I had swelling on the brain, and it led to me. So I had like a concussion in reverse, which you obviously knew, and I didn't really pay it much attention. And then when I couldn't walk, so I was in a relationship at the time. She really looked after me, kept me at hers for 2 weeks until I was fully recovered. Then when I went out on a brain scan, I was actually cleared then that I could fight again. But obviously being in a relationship with someone who cared about you, I thought, no, I'm going to retire. That's all fizzled away now. And I think, fuck it, I want to fight again. Yeah. I'm cleared to fight. That's all I've ever wanted to do.
Yeah, no, I just, wanted to put that across because, like people say, oh, well, they're all going to be brain damaged and this, like it's been proven that bare knuckle is safer than the
I just think I had a clear bill of health before I came out of hospital.
Yeah, you know what people are like, though. Yeah,
no bleed on the brain, no swelling on the brain. And I came out and I didn't tell anybody because I thought I'm going to retire and leave it at that. Yeah. But I got that. I stayed in hospital so I could come back. Yeah. And
I'm surprised you found a brain, actually.
Yeah, obviously the partner as is at the time, she seen me not being able to walk and everything, and she really didn't want me to do it again, which is totally understandable. Yeah. We're not together now, so it's fucking full steam a go. Let's go.
Game on again.
Exactly. Yeah.
So going on into the future, right? Yeah. Obviously, we know you want the titles. Yeah. If you could fight anybody, who would it be?
I want to fight Joe Match.
Yeah.
He's making a lot of noise about fighting Pod and this and that, and Pod's obviously got to fight Martin Jack. So I want to fight him, knock him out, and then whoever's there with the belt, whether it be Pod or Martin Jack, that's who I want to fight. And I think, had I not retired after beating Kev, I'm ranked #1 in the world. Obviously, that ranking's going to be gone now because other people have fought and things, but that's either me in against Pod or against Martin Jack. And I think, I still believe I can beat Pod if I get in there and box, which I never have done. I mean, I might be talking absolute waffle, but I want to find out.
If you believe in yourself,
I do believe in myself, and I do believe I can beat Pod. And both times, I know, both times I've had him hurt, and he's had a bit more experience to be able to survive, and I've not, and I've ended up being took out. And fair play to him. He's the only person ever in my life who's ever knocked me out. Fair play to him, but I want my get back. Yeah. and listen,
redemption.
Yeah, listen. I think that's a fight everyone want to see.
Yeah. So. Obviously, you've been with BKB for many years now. There were 11 fights in a week, and so the transition from the squaring to the triangle.
I love it.
Do you think that suits your style as a fighter more than the professional boxing?
It does. It does. Yeah. And do you know, to start with, I didn't know if it would do, but. When I think I played rugby professional, I'm a scallywag, and I think being in close and everything suits me better. And if you look at all my fights, I'm a good body puncher. Yeah. And I think me against Kev, my first 2 times I punched him in the body, he checked me with his elbows, and I remember thinking, you fucking snidey bastard.
Yeah. I remember obviously
when sneaky bastard.
Yeah, when it changed over, and it changed from 2-minute rounds to 3-minute rounds. It was like everyone was worried about it. And I knew like a lot of the lads, who were very skilled technical boxers were worried about it. Yeah. But I think everybody has adapted to it. Yeah. And like I say, it suits you because, you've been involved with scrums and
as well, boxing, if you can box, it doesn't matter what surface you're in, how big it is, you can box. Yeah. And if anything, better boxers, it serves them better because there's less room. So the little skills, like look at Kev with his head movement against Tyrone. Yeah. I think Kev's probably the only person who would be able to beat Tyrone in that small surface because he can slip, not just on the end of a range, he slips him coming in. Yeah. And this brings me on to Tyrone. People don't give Tyrone a fair shake. You don't get enough credit for it. He fought Kev with a broken eye socket for 4 rounds. And Dorian's talking about he's going to get him and knock him out with 1 shot. I know for a fact that's not going to be the case because in health, in training, whatever, Tyrone is 6'9". I thought Richie Towers was 6'9", and that was a fucking long way back from Sheffield with a broken jaw.
I tell you what, that Tyrone's, he's a nightmare to work on in the corner.
Yeah.
He's so ADHD. Sit down, Tyrone. Like, I'm 5 foot, just 5 foot. Trying to work on that 6'9" monster is an absolute nightmare.
And that's the thing.
I remember you being in the corner, you know, sit down. Yeah. It's like we can't keep him down, and it's like. But Tyrone trains here with you, does he?
He does, yeah. And that's the thing. Do you know, with me and Tyrone, we're both the same here. We're both mental. We both just do what we want, and you know, that's where the magic is in us.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's no secret he didn't train for his last fight. It's quite a lot known thing. I don't train for a lot of my fights, or I might not do the best things the night before a fight. But I'm best when I'm being me. Yeah. If someone's telling me what to do, that's not me. I get in and do what I want, and that's when the magic happens. And that's when the magic happens for Tyrone. Yeah. Other people don't get that because they've got. I think your coach, you level to the level of your coach, and if they're only someone who's you do this way and that way, whereas my coach is used to being around maniacs, and he knows the best thing you can do with Ryan is just let him be himself, and that gets the best from me. Yeah. So if you're someone who's a maniac as a fighter, you need to have a coach who's a maniac, and I think I'm lucky that I've got one in Dave.
Dave and Ryan, the maniacs.
Yeah, no, he's right. If you know Dave, you know Dave's a 9 of Afghanistan. Yeah. Dave's not a normal bloke. No. And I think I don't need a normal bloke around me. He don't serve me well.
I see you gel really well because, like I say, you understand each other.
He saved my life, and I think I'm down here coaching now, down this gym, wanting to do the same for other people. Like the other lads who maybe don't fit in or learn in the same way. They're the ones I'm attracted to because I think you're probably one who do better than everyone else here who's learning in the normal way. Because I've never learned in the normal way, but I've always been someone who's got to elite level at anything I've put my mind to. And I think the kids in here who may be getting frustrated, they're the ones who need listening to a bit more and spending a bit more time with. And that's always been me. Yeah.
So a week in the training regime of Ryan the Cockroach. Come on, honestly. Now, not this, I'm in the gym 500 hours a week, so no, it's bullshit.
I'm not. I'm in the gym a couple of hours a day, and the rest of the time, I don't know if I could even talk about it here.
No, well, that's not.
No, that's what I mean. The rest of the time, I'm filling the hours whatever way I can. Yeah. But I'm a PT now. I'm boxing coaching down here, so I'm pretty much down in the gym. Yeah, and the hours I'm at home. I'm currently living in a hotel at the minute. I mean, I'm up to no good. 9 times out of 10.
Typical Ryan.
I'm up to no good. I'm drinking or I'm doing whatever I want. And I think, but it's less hours of the day now than it was before.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so progress.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4.
You're taking yourself out of a pretty shitty lifestyle, and you're now like making it better and helping. I'm improving,
and I think there's a lot of kids down there I can help, and like Dave purposely has moved to this gym so that our training time is now moved to 7 o'clock instead of 5 o'clock. So, and then 3 days a week, if I'm not here, where am I? And so that he knows what he's doing really well with me, and he keeps pushing the parameters each time. So. 4 days a week, I'm answerable to Dave, and do you know what I mean? So 3 days a week, I'm answerable to me.
Yeah, I love the relationship you and Dave have ringside. I love it. Like, no, it is because it's not a normal standard cornerman thing. No, he doesn't shout at you commands and stuff because I think he reads you very well.
No, that's the thing, and that adds me up.
Yeah, but he kind of lets you do your own thing until he realises, like
it's going wrong.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
That's really good.
Yeah, and so it's not just him, Jim as well. They give me confidence where everyone else is trying to take me away from being me because maybe I'm hard to deal with. In a relationship, me being me, maybe I'm hard to deal with. But in a boxing relationship, me being me makes me really hard to deal with for anyone I'm in there with.
Yeah, your coach is very important, isn't it?
Yeah, like I say. Very important. Yeah, and I think before we've had coaches like Mendel Monroe. He's great, but he works with professional athletes. I'm not an athlete. I'm a fighting man. Yeah. And
there is a difference as well, isn't there? When people say like, obviously we're at the professional ranks and stuff, but like it's bred into some people, isn't it? Fighting man. When you hear that fighting man, you can tell. Everyone's a fighting man. Obviously, that steps into the ring. Yeah. But there's like. Different kind, like rough, raw, rugged.
Someone came in here now, I'd fight to death over you and him. Yeah. And I think, Joe, and that's true. And anyone who knows me knows that to be the case.
All going to know I'm protected here.
Anyone who knows me knows that is not a lie. No. There's not a true word be said. Yeah. I'll fucking kill or die for the people I care about or anyone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're loyal to the core, aren't you? Like you say. We were having a conversation before about like other companies trying to poach you and stuff. And you said to me, Sam, I'm exactly like you, loyal
Yeah,
to the cause.
that's
I ain't going anywhere.
I've been offered a lot of money, and I think Jim and Joe, not I ain't an ideal person, and there's been a lot of fights I've not been ideal for, but they still had me when other people wouldn't, and I think now I'm doing well. Obviously, people are going to want me, but they signed me when they didn't even know if I had a colostomy bag, put me in against Match Robson, and I think a few times I've won when I shouldn't have, and then they're kind of like, for fuck's sake, Ryan spunked all his tickets last time. Now we've got to give him a big fight. But now that we're doing things properly, I'm trying to pay them for the times when I've turned up, I've not sold any tickets, or I've already spent the ticket money. Then I beat somebody who sold fucking £10,000 worth of tickets. That's happened a few times. I think, looking at it now from clarity, I've put them massively in the hole where they've been right when I beat Dorian Dodge. He sold how many of the tickets? I sold 3,000 worth, spent the money, and then still got paid for the fight. And I think, how's that fair? And I think I'm trying to repay that now by doing everything in the right way.
I think what they do is that they do like to look after people, don't they? And
Yeah, and I think I've been somebody who's probably been a thorn in the side a lot of times, but I can fight.
You're a thorn in everyone's bloody side.
Exactly that. But people who are good at this ain't good at everything else. I think I'm good at it when I get in there. I'm bad at everything else. So you have to make allowances for that.
So have we got a date for the next fight?
No, not yet. So at the minute, they want to.
Who are you wanting?
At a jury match.
Yeah.
Jury match I'd like to fight, because I think that'd be exciting for everybody. Styles that everyone would like, and I think it's someone I don't know.
I've been ringside for a lot of Jerome's fights. I'm telling you, he just comes out, doesn't he? Like a rodeo bull out of the gate.
And that's great for me.
And that's what I mean.
I just don't like as well. Like, I think Dan's up a well aired with everybody. I don't like how he's been talking shit about Dan. I think I'll smash your face in, and then we'll see who comes out on top there, and then I'll try and smash their face in, whoever that is.
Yeah. So that's
what
it.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
That's what he wants. Joe, Jim, Mike, Mel, whoever.
I think as well that's something everyone will want to see.
Yeah.
Because we're both the same.
Yeah.
We're coming, and whoever goes first goes. Yeah. I think his last fight against Cody East, what a fight. Yeah. I think I want to be involved in fights like that.
Oh my God.
That's the sort of fight I want to be in. I think mine and Kev's fight don't get really enough credit. Yeah. That was a mad fight, brutal, horrible fight.
Yeah, that was brutal. I was in the corner for Kev, sorry.
Yeah, brutal fight. And Kev like, well, we both didn't know if we were going to fight after it again, because it was fucking horrible when we were in there.
Yeah, there was some
I was well glad when it was over. I was well glad when he didn't get up. Fuck for that. But yeah, they're the sort of fights I want to be in. Yeah. And the triangle provides it. Yeah. So if you can fight and you want to fight, there's something there. And if you don't get in with me.
Yeah, you heard it here.
Yeah.
So that's the future for Cockroach. What? So like say now you're doing PT, you're helping people change their lives, like people help you. It's good. So you like the whole package as a fighter, aren't you?
Exactly that. And we're all down here together now. All the lads from Colville all fight. So me, James, Brian, Jack, who manages us all. We're all down here fighting out one place, trying to put a fucking shithole town from like Colville on the map. Trying to put it on here for fucking bare knuckle boxing. It's not an ideal town, Colville, but one thing about it I'll say is anyone from Colville can fight.
Mind you, Leicester is pretty good. It's famous. Remember that, like some of the first bare knuckle boxing matches were held
we're
in
from
Leicester,
that. Yeah, Leicester's only world champion, Chris Barrett. He's one of my coaches. Yeah. Rendell Munro. Yeah. I've been coached by anyone who's been a great in this town. I've been coached by him, so. Yeah. It's only right I've been a title myself. I think I've had 2 British titles. That's not enough. I need to be a world champion, and I will be.
There you go. Final word from Ryan Barrett. He's going to be the world champion. So cheers, Ryan.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Oh, first podcast. Done.
Yeah, Sammy Raps uncut, and the Cockroach. Take one.